Welcome back to Jack Peak Sales. So one of our main issues we get is my pull rope broke. How do I fix it? So what we got today, we got one for a BR800X and then a BR800C. The difference is your C model has an easy start on it. Just so it's a side start, you don't have to take off your back every time. This one can be a little bit more tricky to repair. I'll show you how to do both of them. We'll start off with the C model. Alright, so I went ahead and got my handle off. Alright, you're going to take this little inside cover off. Just set everything off to the side. There's a little clip in here. Little spring clip. Take a little screwdriver. Let's pop it off. Take your inner part, set it off, take your inner spring, and then your housing. What you want to make sure of is sometimes that cover will get sideways. If it does, you want to check your housing because it could be your housing is worn off. Alright, so then take your pull rope, pull it out, then get you some new rope. This is roughly about how long. Everybody's arm length's different, but so roughly about 5-6 feet. And then you take a torch and then just burn the end of it just to keep it from fraying. So to turn it so that way it's smooth. You want to take your pulley, should be a little hole in there. Take the rope, pull it through, and before you do it all the way in, you want to tie a knot into the other end of it. Not a big knot, just one that'll keep it from pulling through. And then you sort of pull it tight, give it a little snug to hold it in. There's a little notch where your pull rope will go. Just take the rope, slide it in the notch. And on the bottom, there's a little hook. That hook is going to go right there where the spring goes. When you set it in, it may not sit all the way, so sometimes you just have to twist it back and forth to get it to fit. Best way I found out to make sure it's sitting, if you pull it a little bit, the spring should pull it back. Then that'll let you know it's seating and everything's good to go. So next what you want to do is take your spring, your inner spring, the little paws on it are spring loaded. So just take and then just spring it backwards to get it seated. Put your inner one, and then put your little clip. What you want to do is you want to put the nose to the nose of the paw. It's very easy to do this backwards and have it like this, and then your little paws won't fling out. So you need to have it where the nose is facing the nose. One way you can test to make sure you got it, if you turn it like you're pulling it, and they should fling out. Alright, so then what you want to do, as long as that's in there, that'll hold it in place. So then you just take, while it's in that notch, and turn it as much as it'll go. What you may have to do is either get somebody's help, or if you can do it, sort of take your hand. Sometimes the rope will get twisted. Smooth it out. And here comes the little bit trickier part. Down here, there is another pulley. but it is going to be difficult. Alright. So while you're holding that, just take your rope, fling it over there, and there's a pulley. Alright, and it says top on there with an arrow. So that's going to be your top piece. And if you're ever concerned, there's a little notch that has to go in that little hole right there. So put your rope around your pulley, slide it into the notch, till you hear it click. While you're still holding tension on it, take your rope, and we'll see if we can fish it up through here. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take this and sort of hold it to put some tension on it, wrap it around my hand, that way it won't get sucked back in. I'm going to take the rope, go around this pulley, may have to get you like a little screwdriver just to help push it along, and it should come out the other end. Once you get it off, pull it off, probably about a foot or so. Take your handle, put your rope through your handle, there it goes. Alright, once you get it through there, pull it till it comes out the other end. Tie a knot or two in there so it doesn't get pulled back in. Pull it down, make sure it's seated, put your cap back on. Alright, and then what you do, get your hand all untangled. Alright, you just let that fall straight to the ground, and you slide it back in to your housing there. Then what you do is very slowly you let it recoil itself back in so it's all the way in. Then to make sure you have it, just give it a little pull, make sure that the paws come out and that it pulls itself back in. Then you can put your cover back on that you took off the first step, and your easy start is done. To do the X model, it's close to the same thing. You take your little screwdriver here, the same clip, take it off, set it off to the side, take your pulley off. It's not as many steps, but the principle is the same. You take your rope off, measure it out about 1 arm's length, burn the end of it, about burn yourself there. Alright, once you get a nice end on it, there's a little hole. Sometimes, if you're good, you have to go this the other way. Sometimes you can go in the other way. What I normally do is I'll come in through the hole on the side, pull it up, tie a little knot in it. Alright, and then just give it a little tug just to make sure it's all seated. You still got the same notch. Put your rope in there. Put it in here till it twists. Make sure the little washer doesn't fly off. Still match your nose to nose. Alright, once you get that on there, just make sure you twist it and it twists back on its own, and also that the paws fling out. Alright, so you want to twist it so you can't twist anymore. Then on this one, you want to come back one turn from you twist it. Put it through the hole. And just like you did with the easy start, just take, hold against your body, wrap around your hand, keep it from falling in. Burn the end of it. Take your handle, pull it up, tie a knot or two, pull it, make sure it's seated, and then slowly let it back in and give it another pull and make sure that everything is good to go. This will work for any pull start. This will work on, whether it be a Honda, Kohler, Kawasaki, STIHL, any brand. The same outline is going to be close to it. How they're done is different, but for the most part, it'll all be done the same way. Thanks for watching.